Hey, everybody. Before we get in the show, you know what this is. This is another little, check out my special Thin Lips. It is available right now. The response has been great. The comments are great. I love the fan art. It's just been a really fun time. And if you haven't seen it, just check it out. And, tell me how you feel. Please don't be mean to me. You know what I'm saying. If you watch the special, you know what I'm saying. Really annoying of me tonight, but I'll tell you what. We've been recording all day, so I am losing my mind. So check out Thin Lips. It's available right now on my YouTube. Just click my little face right over here or here, and it should be the first thing you see on my channel. And share with a friend. That's huge. Please share it. Well, I love you. Let's get into the show.
The Rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice.
What's up, everybody? Speaking of autistic, there's a rapper on TikTok that I'm really getting into, and he's like this autistic guy, and I just really like him. I think his writing is really good, but he does, you know how everybody on TikTok has to do like when you're a musician, you have to like constantly be posting your music over and over again. So he's constantly doing that, and he's got a little dance to it. And do you know what I'm talking about?
Is this the depression song?
Is it depression where he's like?
I thought he was deaf.
He's like, I put my heart in this. Why does everyone think on the heart? That guy.
Oh,
YG is his name.
Different.
Look up YG.
The real rapper?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess his name YG something, but he's like I put my heart in this. Why does everyone think on the heart? It's fucking insane.
I'm censoring that.
Yeah, what the face?
We can't have a gif of that.
Keep it. Keep it. We'll do it live. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's Sagdaddy in the house. This is Sagdaddy the pod. We have a great episode for you today. Sarah Tollemache is here. She's promoting her special, Butthole Money, which is really funny. I watched it. And it's just a fun episode. I love just joking around. You know what I mean? Really having a good time, making each other laugh. We didn't talk about sex. I got to stop acknowledging the comments, I think. I was literally walking around yesterday being like, maybe we should have a segment on the podcast called Comments Acknowledgement, where I go, you're wrong because of this. We can't please you people. No, it's fine. It's fine. But, there are some people that are like, intros are not needed. Have you seen those comments? You don't need the intro. That's the show, okay? Imagine people writing in to, and I'm not comparing us to bigger name, but imagine writing into Saturday Night Live and going, yeah, I don't think you need the host monologue. And it's like, but that's a part of the show. That's the pattern of it. I talk because it's my show, and then we put the thing on, but who cares? What am I doing? How are you doing?
I like that idea. I like comment acknowledgement.
Comment
That's
acknowledgement.
A bar.
I pictured, the comment acknowledgement. I pictured little horns and being like, something like that. So maybe we'll do that just to give, make it feel like we're a part of the community. You know what I mean? I think that is a nice thing.
Yeah, because that one that you sent me the voice memo of, and I think you read it on Column's podcast too. The Reddit guy.
Yeah. It was the one that was like, what was it? Hold on. We got a comment that's like, look, okay, the people that are watching the show, I really want to express to you because I feel you. I feel it. It's like, I feel you in a way that it's like, why is he talking about the comments? Like, leave it alone kind of thing. But you got to understand that I get comments sometimes where these people are so like, what's the vibe? It's like, who do you think you are? Like the arrogance. It's very arrogant sometimes. Like where it's like very like, okay, Brendan, I'll give you a shot. And it's like, I mean, the juxtaposition of the comments we get. I sent one that was like, someone goes, Brandon Fatalow, ... sad. And then literally the next comment was, great podcast and channel, man. Happy to have found it. So it's like, but I gotta, yeah. Okay, here it is. So this was because of the Joe List episode, right? Also so funny that I did a whole intro talking about Green Day and a concert and my life, and people are like, this podcast sucks because Green Day is awful. And it's like, that's like, whatever. Okay, this is too much. You got to find the nice balance of, but this is the type of shit that we just have to deal with. And a comic's life is not hard, okay? And also, we've chose this life, so it is what it is. I got to take the good with the bad. I know what this is. I'm not complaining. But I want to give you guys just a little taste of the arrogance that is in some of these comments of like, I think you should, I think if, they should take away keyboards for some people. You should be like, is that like, you should have an IQ test. I don't know. Maybe that's crazy. I wouldn't be able to have a keyboard if they were IQ tests. But look, listen to how much, and I'll put the Reddit voice on it, the Discord Reddit voice on it. So this is on the Joe List episode. Someone goes, I've never watched this, but I am because ... Joe List. So it's already like
glazing him.
Like, what would you call this? Like I'm supposed to see this and go, thank you so much. Thank you. Every view counts, which it does. So thank you. But, thought I'd give you a chance. Thought I'd give you a chance, Sag. Thought I'd give you a chance. This guy.
Sag.
Thought I'd give you a chance, Sag. I mean, it's almost like, is this a character? Are some of these comments characters? Thought I'd give you a chance, Sagalow. And I gotta say, bad start. And I gotta say, bad start. Green Day was cool in 1996. Dookie was a 6 out of 10 at best. The rest of their stuff sucks ass. I'm not even going to defend Green Day in this, but they've had, 13 albums? And the rest of their... Oh, my God. It's just like... Okay.
Also just being like, terrible start, but I'm still going to engage with every single thing you said, so I am actively listening.
This last line is everything you need to know about the personality of some of these people and like the arrogance and the vibe of I'm doing you a favor. Listen to this. I'll watch the rest of your pod though. It better get better. Who are you? Some guy just watching a podcast and being like, I'm the arbiter of art. It's like, asshole. Okay, like this is a mutual thing. I don't need you. Like I'm doing this regardless. I'm doing it without, obviously we need the viewers. But like, do you understand that that's the type of stuff that we see? And I'm trying to get that through. And it's annoying to talk about it. And comments are so stupid. And I'm fully on the side of comedians should be able to take whatever's thrown at them because we give so much shit. But that is the type of shit that we'll see almost every day. There's like a comment that's like, you're the queen of fucking England. I can't articulate this because I'm a fucking idiot. But am I coming through with the point of like, gotta say, bad start. I'll give you a chance though. You better get better.
Or what?
Or what, you fucking idiot? What's gonna happen? Are you gonna what's gonna happen? Screw you.
It sucks because there are so many people, I don't think I've seen another podcast where the comments are so funny. Like, there are so many people who are so fucking funny in the comments on this show. And we talked about this the other day in one of the first episodes, you made a joke about people leaving shitty comments being like, they have to make podcast equipment more expensive. And now it's a race to see who can comment that the fastest.
Which is very funny.
Always makes me laugh. But then there is always one guy like this that's saying some shit like that.
And we won't talk about this too much because I think we've already talked about it more than we should.
Intro's way too long.
Intro's too long, as they say. Intro's not needed. But I don't care about that. Like when I dyed my hair, someone called me Draco Mouthful, which I thought was very funny. If it's funny, it's funny. You know what I mean? And if you're doing funny stuff, but like that, you got to understand like that we're also shifting through a bunch of people who feel like we owe them something. Like that guy feels like he's owed a good time. You know what I mean?
He's giving like talent executive, like you're trying
Exactly.
to like win him over.
Yeah, where you're like, gotta say, bad start. Or it's like, and what podcast have you done? Like, what do you know? And it's like, that's just the fan world. But, you know what they say, once we release it, it no longer belongs to us. Right?
I guess, but it's like, what's the point? And it's public. Your face is public. Your name is public. So when you leave those things, it's like, what do you do it? Like every time there's like, I say two things on this podcast, and usually it's like ask you a question. And it's like, Nicole sounds like a fucking idiot.
Right.
And the photo is like a bald 300-pound man with a goatee. And I'm like, all right. Now what?
Yeah, the amount of avatars or whatever, like little guys, like their profile pictures is like a fat guy in a car doing
It's this angle.
Doing this angle with their one eyebrow up. It's the one eyebrow up vibe. That's what that fucking... I'll give you a chance, Sag.
Smirk emoji.
Yeah, and it's like, well, I hope you enjoy it living in a studio under someone's house that you're renting from. Okay? I hope, you know, whatever. Take it as what you want. But it's just, I don't know. It's just it really grinds my gears.
Well, it also is like the show is still so new, and like we're having fun and figuring it out, and then seeing comments that are like, we want solo episodes, but then it's like, stop talking. Like, what do you
can't win.
Yeah, like, I don't know if this is a good time for you to mention that there are more things potentially coming.
Right.
This show may be expanding.
Right.
And what they might want to see there.
Yeah, so we got a Patreon coming. We're gonna do a Patreon. We decided. You know, the show is doing so well that you know, we'd be idiots not to. Right? I feel weird taking money, but I think we'll have a good show. It'll good Patreon. So we don't really know much about it right now. So this is really all I can say about it, but look out for it.
Yeah, and right? Like what do you like the best and what do you want to see? Like what
would you want to see on it, right? I have some ideas. I would like to do extra time with the guests and put that up, you know. But what would you guys like to... I mean, again, we're always like, these fucking commenters, you don't have any fucking, you don't know anything. And then we're like, what would you like to see? We're such assholes.
Well, most of them are good and like they actually care, and people have said they would want that. So like,
right. People were like, please start a Patreon. It's funny when people are like, please start a Patreon, where it's like, all right, if you insist, you've yanked my arm, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we'll start one. You'll know more about that in the weeks coming. And hopefully and I'll promote it and stuff. So anyway, whatever. This has gone too long. I feel like an asshole for talking about that comment, you know, but tune into the show. It's a very funny episode, and we'll see you now.
Katie and I do 4 a day out of 1 month.
Yeah.
And then we
It's the
release
best.
4 at a time. It is because I don't really like having a podcast obligation every week because schedules change, and then like Joe's schedule is really
And
difficult.
I'm also, you know, and things, schedules change. Things can get fucked up. You know, you can just not do it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's nice having Nicole here and all this stuff, because when I had a solo podcast for way too long.
How many podcasts have you done?
This is my 4th
I have 3.
attempt.
When do we give up?
Well, I was like, something's gotta hit eventually, you know, because, and it was funny. I was saying on one of the episodes, because Scott was here, and me and Scott Chaplin had a podcast called Garbage Days.
Yes.
And Hank Foley called me and he was like, "Hey, we're coming up with a podcast and we're gonna call it Are You Garbage? Do you mind? We can not call it that." And I was like, "Dude, I don't care. Call it Are You Garbage?
Right.
Call it. Hey, just don't call it Late for Dinner." But it's not going to be successful because here's the track. It's just the pattern is none of us are successful ever.
Right.
And we'll never be successful.
I think they had several podcasts leading
They did,
up.
yeah.
And now Are You Garbage is my like.
I get it in emails.
This could be an Are You Garbage?
I know. This could be an Are You Garbage? Yeah, your agents are like, kind of look for an Are You Garbage kind of thing. You know, I get emails from Live Nation going, "See, Are You Garbage?" And I go, "No." I'll never see those guys. I wish it failed, but you know, so who knows? I think this one's taken off, right? We're doing pretty well.
Skyrocketing.
So we'll see. Who knows? You don't want to say it, but, you know, knock, 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 knock.
Yeah.
But
is this real wood? Is anything real wood anymore?
Nothing's real here.
No.
This couch isn't real. We're sitting on candy. My whole apartment is just candy. It's like Willy Wonka's house.
It is. I like your apartment.
If you lick the wall. Yeah, what do you think about it?
It's good. I like
The white walls.
I like the white walls. Well, you know, I like Sunnyside Apartments. Can I say where you are at?
Yeah, you could say my exact address.
All the fans at you.
Yeah. I say Sunnyside all the time, right? This is the first. Yeah. I'm in Sunnyside.
I love Sunnyside.
This is where they shot Spider-Man Homecoming. I don't know if you're a big Spider-Man person.
I stopped at the Tobey Maguires. And you
The
know
first ones.
The first ones.
You stopped at the first ones.
I was like, I've had it.
That's hilarious.
Enough of this.
Saying you stopped at the Tobey Maguire ones is so funny. The first scene. I stopped at the first scene of the Tobey Maguire ones. Oh, so you don't like Spider-Man. So you don't like Spider-Man. I love Spider-Man, but I hate all the movies and all the comics and the shows about it.
I'm so far away from that universe.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck is going on in there.
I know. I'm stuck in it because that's my sports. I don't like sports.
Yeah, it is your sports.
So I'm like, I like all this stupid shit, but there's so much more of it that I don't care. That being said, in Homecoming or whatever, in the Tom Holland Spider-Man ones.
Yeah.
Are you keeping up?
I know who Tom Holland is.
I saw your eyes go. And that's the exact face I make when anybody brings up numbers.
Okay.
You know, when someone's like, any numbers, I'm like, like, ask anybody, you lose me. But I'm not even going to say it. That's dangerous. I almost just said exactly where I live. Yeah. So never mind to that.
Well, the internet sleuths they could figure out how to dox you.
Yeah, well, nobody wants to dox me.
No.
If a stalker comes over, I'll
Right.
get 'em
sometimes
some food.
Have you ever like somebody after a show or somebody hangs out with you a little bit more than they should, and you're like, "I'm telling you, man,
this isn't going to go the way you want it to go." I'm not a party guy.
I'm not a party guy.
No, I
gotta rest my face.
I know.
I can't give it to you 100%. Like, it's just not going to happen. And there's been times where I think fans are like, okay, she talks a lot. Yeah.
That's funny that they're like, ooh, like you're annoying them.
Yes.
They're like, ooh. I was like, I did a show and someone in the audience was like, "Are we partying?" And I was like, well, I'm going to go back to my hotel.
No.
And I was thinking
partying.
I don't party. I kind of miss it, but
if I was 21 to 28.
You know, I do kind of miss because you don't drink.
I don't drink. Every now and then, even when I didn't drink, there would still be like a late night diner hang where I would come home at 4 a.m, and I miss doing that every once in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I don't miss that. I don't miss coming home at 4 a.m.
I like an all-nighter laugh hang.
Yes, but even then, it's like, I gotta go home. It's 2:00.
Right.
I gotta go home. Because if I go to sleep at 4, even if I'm here, like I'll play video games till 4 a.m.
Yes.
And if I'm like, shit, I played too long, I'll get into bed the next day. I'm cooked. I can't do anything.
Like, at least if I can wake up at 10 a.m., I'm okay.
No.
I don't feel that big of a loser.
Yeah. If I wake up at 11, I'm like, God, the whole fucking day is gone.
That was my go-to wake up time.
11?
Would be like 10 and then just kind of scrolling in bed.
Yeah.
I was a big piece of shit.
All right.
I miss it.
Nobody said that. Nobody said, hey, you like to snooze.
Well,
Don't cut yourself. Jesus Christ. I was a huge piece of shit. I snoozed until 11. You're like, oh
honestly,
my God,
though,
what a
like,
nightmare your head must be.
when you're hanging out with people that don't,
Yeah.
they do think you're a big lazy piece of shit.
Right, where they're like, what time do you get up? Tell someone with a kid, like, I'm sure you get up now
Yeah.
at like
6:30
in the morning.
Yeah.
Jesus flipping
I'm
Christ.
I'm not happy.
No,
No.
that sucks.
I'm trying to train him to sleep till 11.
you
That's
give him a
bad
little baby
parenting.
phone. Just
Yeah.
okay, so what you do is you get up
It just keeps
and then you scroll on your little baby phone until 11 o'clock. No, but yeah, I that was my wake up time, 11 o'clock, 11:30. I was like, that's my go-to, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, I want to wake up at like 9:45, 10 now.
That's a good. I always felt productive when I woke up at that
Yeah.
time. But those are artist hours, and we are artists.
We are artists. Well, you know what? We do get home late, and also I get no sleep because my nose is always stuffed for some reason.
Do you have a deviated septum?
I don't. I hope not.
That's
Oh God! Yeah, if I was what is that called? Someone who thinks they're sick all the time.
hypochondriac.
A hypochondriac. I'm like,
Yeah.
we gotta stop the show. I gotta get
It's what girls
surgery.
in high school said they had when they got a nose job.
right.
But it is a legit thing.
Oh yeah.
If you ever I don't want to name names, but there are comics that that have deviated septums
name
and they have a
names.
hard time breathing. I think
Yeah.
Nick Griffin's one.
Quick.
One of my
It's so
favorites.
easy to get some. Hey, name names. We don't care. No one cares here. I want Nick on the show.
You are
too.
not waterboarding me.
Hey, you don't even need to wet the towel. Don't even wet the towel. I'll tell you everything that you need to know. Who cares? I love
I'm telling
that.
you on the way
Yeah,
to
when
Guantanamo Bay.
People are like, they'll kill me. It's like, well, after this, get on a plane
Yeah.
and leave.
Just leave your friends. And they're not really your true friends
and yeah,
if they're doing crime.
if they're gonna kill you if you talk about them. Those are not your true friends.
ISIS.
No, they're cool. If ISIS told you to jump off of a bridge,
Would you?
Would you cut off someone's head? Yeah. What's that
Maybe.
Simpsons line where he goes, if Milhouse jumped off of a bridge, would you jump off? Milhouse is jumping off of bridges, and then he like goes to run out, and they're like, "No, come back." But yeah, I'll wake up. I want to wake up early. I want to but having a kid, fucking. I never thought you guys would have a kid.
Right. A lot
You
of
were
people
the model
did.
for
Not?
for just happy, no
Wow.
kid people.
I know. Well, it just changed. It was last call.
What was it? Yeah.
It was last call, and we were like,
What was it?
I don't know. It's Joe. It was up to Joe.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I could go either way. And then I
Yeah.
am also finding out, wow, I actually did. If I looked at my phone time on my phone, it would be like 14 hours on my phone every day. I actually
Right.
had enough time for a baby.
Right. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you all the reasons. That's one of the reasons I kind of want to start a family now. I've been thinking about it.
Most of us actually
Yeah.
have the time. And then comics are like, I don't know. I'm like, even the most successful comics are maybe writing like 1 hour a day. Most of it's administrative work that you can kind of do behind your kid's
And
back.
I don't even do that.
Yeah.
That's why I have a team to not do that. I have a team to not do that. I'm like,
buddies
how are the
hanging
road
out."
dates coming? They're like, we're talking about it. We have a concept of a road date.
I got you a Wednesday, and it's the same amount as your plane ticket. Oh, that's weird.
How about the comedy connection on a Tuesday at 9? You're like, oh, all right.
right after
take
Matt
it.
Rife?
Yeah. Matt Rife sold it out and then killed everybody in the town. So, but no, I thought, I'm like, I kind of want a family because, first of all, I want people I could trust.
Right.
All right. You can't trust them.
You have to raise people.
You have to create. I also,
You have to
I was walking.
groom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to groom people. You have to groom children. But I was walking through New York City, the Big Apple,
Yeah.
and I looked inside of a restaurant, and
I'm just picturing you.
I'll tell you what. One time when I was
Oh.
like a big drinker, we went out to get sake.
Yes.
We went sake bombing, right?
That's fun.
I didn't know what that was. I didn't know you had a big thing of sake and then you had to drop a thing. So I just drank the whole fucking bottle of sake and I got a lack out, and I did that, and I went to like a restaurant. I was like, like right where someone was like, the two people were eating, and then I took a piss. But anyway, so I was walking by a restaurant.
Your pants still on?
No, I took my dick out. I'm not
nice. Yeah, you're a
Oh
gentleman.
well, no, yeah, I'm not a monster. No, but I was walking by a restaurant and I saw this family having this dinner, and I was just like, I kind of want that. I want like a big family or something.
Yeah. Well, do you think you have the problem that I have too? Is like everything looks better?
Yeah.
On the other side, yeah.
Kind of.
Like
I
a
mean,
FOMO.
not with family, not with like kids and stuff. I see children and I'm like, I do not give a shit about that. I mean, look at that. But I don't know. I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, I think I gotta start a family. I mean, I don't know what I'm literally like the thought in my head of being not a person with literally no point to exist.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to say this now that as a new parent, because don't you feel like some parents have like, you'll never experience a love, like it's like a self-righteousness, or it's a
parents suck.
It's talking down to people as if you can't like put yourself in other people's shoes, like you're an idiot.
Yes.
But there is this feeling of like before, and I'm like, I think I was just really like scrolling and shopping.
I know. I spent $68 on TikTok Shop because they told me they were going to give me $100 back. I thought I was doing like some scam. They were like, you want a $100 coupon if you buy 5 things. So I bought $68 worth of things, and I was like, ooh, this is like a $30, $40, but the don't fall for this scam. It's $100 in coupons. So they're like, you get different coupons. They go, you get 30% off if you buy 9 items.
Wait,
it's a fucking
you got
huge scam.
Trapped into this TikTok Shop world?
Most of the stuff you see is from TikTok Shop. This is all TikTok. This is like IKEA, but for TikTok Shop. But so if I had a kid, I probably wouldn't be doing that. And
right there, it does give you. I feel like I have a little bit more value, but this could also, as time goes by, I just adapt to it, and then I'm unhappy again.
Yeah. I
think that's maladaptive.
Let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you're going crazy? Because I have a theory that once a woman has a child, she loses her mind. I think all of the sane in your brain, like the thing that makes you sane in your brain,
right,
gets soaked into the baby and then leaves with the baby. And that's why a lot of moms are fucking crazy.
They are crazy, but I think it's because dealing with the dad.
That's so funny. Yeah. There are a lot of crazy, but that's because they have to deal with the father, who's also fucking nuts.
The thing is, like I was telling Joe, I just feel like now I'm running a shop and I have to keep track of inventory.
Right.
Nonstop, and it's just not the mental real estate I want to be dealing with.
Oh my God.
And then you always feel like you're just like a little bit behind.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a nightmare. See, the whole thing sounds like a nightmare. I don't want to deal with it, but there's a part of me that's like, I kind of want to give my parents a grandkid.
Yeah,
and I kind of want to like have a family. Yeah, more things for them. My whole life is focused on them. But I also like, I don't know, and like the girl I'm seeing now, she's like, I want 3 kids, and so I have to kind of, and and I have to kind of like think about it. And
we gotta get this podcast going.
Come on, tell your friends.
Seriously, though.
And we got to get our new podcast going. We were talking before the show about starting a podcast where 2 white people go, why
does this race do this?
Yeah, why does this race do this? And then we'll have guests and we'll have like
ask
a black
us
guy.
Why we do certain things.
Go, black guy, why do you guys walk across the street before the light turns green? They're taller than us. It's Shaq. Well, that's a good question, actually. Okay, I see you. Because he starts saying, "Well, that's funny because
that's a good Shaq."
I wish I could get my voice down to here. No,
I love Shaq. Shaq and
Shaq's
Charles
the best.
Barkley.
Yeah.
Those guys need a podcast. But I guess it's called Sports Center.
Yeah, they're already doing it. There was something I wanted to say. Oh, and another thing about the baby, and then we can drop it because this isn't baby pod. This isn't a baby podcast. But I was talking to Joe, and he said like one of well, I don't know if it was one of the reasons that he changed his mind about it, but he was talking to Louie, and he was like, kind of like being like, oh man, I'm so jealous of so and so because they don't have kids, they have this great life, they go everywhere, and they got money and blah 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 blah. And Louis was like, that's not like a person though.
Yeah,
he's like, that's not like a real person. It's me shoehorning my Louis impression in. That's the only reason I brought this up.
You're a surprise impressionist.
Yeah, I'm a
Trump, Shaq,
China. It's funny now. I get comments now because people are watching the show, and I'll always be like China. Now I get comments of people in my I'll post something and someone just goes China with like little emoji fingers, and I'm like, I see you. I do Trump. I do Gandolfini.
What's Gandolfini? Oh, you know
Tony
what
Soprano.
I got Gandolfini confused with Gandalf.
I do Gandolfini. What's Gandolfini? You shut up, Pesh. You're not gonna bash it, all right?
My precious.
Yeah, my precious. Hey, see, I have shower on. That guy's gotta get whacked.
I thought you meant Gandalf and Mike Feeney fused together.
Right.
Okay, yeah. Welcome to whatever.
Is that Mike Feeney?
Yeah, he does this. Hey, welcome to. I don't know. I can't do a Feeney impression.
I can't think of what he sounds like.
It's like Mulaney.
I gotta listen to Feeney. It's a little also.
That's the first time
it's
that's
ramped
ever been
up.
said.
It's ramped up, right?
All right, we're kidding. We're kidding. We're kidding. We're having a good time.
Tag him.
Tag him in the comments. Yeah, but that actually kind of stuck with me, where it's like you're like Louis being like, well, he's still a child. I mean, I get it. I get that there are people that are like, I don't want to have kids, and I'm not gonna have kids.
Yeah,
that does not make me a child. But that specifically stuck with me, where it's like, yeah, there's kind of like really no reason to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is horrible.
You're just kind of like, it feels like you're just rambling around, wondering.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm like. And I was talking to Alan about it because I was like, I'm like thinking about kids and all that stuff, and I was like, but my time, and he's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I like my walks. I need my walks.
You go on a lot of walks with your kid.
Yeah,
that's how you get him to sleep.
That's what Alan said. He was like, you can bring the kid, and I was like, what? Okay, but can I smoke a blunt while I love my favorite thing to do.
You can probably vape.
I don't like vape weed.
No. See,
disgusting.
I quit smoking all that before any of that came along, so I don't know what it feels like. But I have to tell you, bong hits and joints killed my lungs. That I always was looking at my friends like, are we not enjoying this? Because I'm not enjoying this. There's got to be a better way.
So great.
It's like burning
I love it.
my chest.
Oh, I've taught my chest to accept it. Yeah, I'm like, my favorite thing to do, like last night, right? I stayed in, I didn't have any spots. We got a big day today. So I was like, let me relax, whatever.
Right. Tollemache is coming over.
Tomorrow. Gotta look good. Gotta get a haircut. We're doing wonderful things with Tollemache. She's coming over. Did you see the reporter ask Trump if he ever puts ice in his shoe?
No, but we've been talking about Trump all weekend because he's had several funny faux pas. Like,
what is he doing?
One, he goes, Nikki Jam's here. She's hot. It's like
Nikki Jams is here. She's hot.
And then, she's coming for the stage. Oh, look. And it's a guy. But we love, look. You notice
look. That's a guy. That's a guy. I'm so sorry.
They did an investigation.
That video.
She never worked at McDonald's.
He said that?
Then it was something about like she was standing over the fries while being fried. Matt Wayne was playing. I was like, people have to do a playlist of his fun and make it like like the Jerky Boys where you buy the album and just listen to his sound bites.
People are putting like like the Seinfeld base behind both Kamala and Trump's like speeches.
Isms.
Yeah, which is very funny. It's just like, she was standing up for ad, she wasn't fried. People are laughing and everything. But I was like, look, let me go for a walk. I got some cabin fever. I always get cabin fever.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to smoke a blunt. And it just made me feel so happy. And I was like, see, you can't really do this with a kid. I can't smoke a blunt with the kid there, right?
I don't think so. My thought of drug use around kids is it's a no. Even pot.
We just raise our children differently.
Maybe at nighttime when they go to bed. They do go to bed at 7, so you've got a good 5 hours to get ripped.
Yeah. And then you can take an edible. But here's the thing about edibles, too, is I don't want a situation where I need to be, like, say the kid's like,
emergency.
choking on a Lego or something like that. And then I have to go and be all fucked up at the doctor.
Yeah.
Now. So I guess,
You're just bloodshot eyes.
Yeah, I'm like, They're like, Mr. Sagalow. So we got the Lego out. Good. They're like, are you okay?
You're just zoning out.
I'm fucking glonky right
what?
now.
Do what?
I'm pretty glonky. Like, okay. Calling Child Protective Services. But yeah, I was talking to Alan about it, and he's like, yes, you have to sacrifice a lot of the things you love, but you gain a bunch of stuff from having a child.
It's so fucking cute.
Yeah, your baby is cute as shit.
We got lucky.
Yeah, you did get lucky.
We did.
I saw a baby recently, and I was like, ugh. I was like,
yeah.
Oh, God.
But they get better over time, and then they get ugly again.
Yes.
Puberty.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like,
that's a rough stage.
I think if I had a baby, he or she or they would come out. Now what if your child says, "I'm a woman"?
As a baby.
Like just going, I'm a woman. Go, all right. Okay. Let's get you on this medicine. That's how some people feel.
Let's chop that dick off.
It's really easy to chop that dick off too. It's this big.
He won't remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, he won't remember it. Oh my God, yeah.
Crazy town.
Not to get political. Because I don't know anything.
Oh, look.
I have a problem where I fall into political conversations and I have the same stupid attitude about it where I'm so sure and positive about what I'm talking about, but I really have no fucking clue.
First of all, I go off of vibes.
I love that. That's imagine running on that politically. If I win, we're gonna go off of vibes.
I get a weird feeling about Putin.
How's everybody
There's some
feeling?
red flags at the dinner we had.
Every day you address President Tollemache is addressing the country again. But you can't run for president, right?
I can't.
You can never run for
I
president.
know.
You're not
and I have
here.
a lot of great ideas. You want to hear one of my good ideas?
Yeah.
You know how we were just in Portland? They don't have a police force, I don't think.
Oh, really?
Remember during the Black Lives Matter, they defunded the police and they actually legitimately did it?
Oh, God. They did that?
Yeah, and I think they don't have a strong police force.
Yeah.
I was thinking Uber cops. You decentralize it, freelance it. You just
like
get
bounty hunters.
Yeah, you just get. Yes.
I'm with you.
Anytime there's an incident, you
Right.
can, if you need an emergency, you pay more money for
Right.
it, and then you can rate your cop, being like, "Well, they didn't shoot at me.
Right.
That situation didn't escalate."
I like that.
Friendly.
I like rating the cops.
Me too.
Let's give the people more power over the police force. I like the rating of the cop. This is me being your advisor, being not agreeing with you, but being like, that's a great idea.
We'll put that
Jesus
here.
Christ. Yeah, we're gonna put okay.
Off to the dry erase board.
Yeah. Okay, Uber cops. What else?
Isn't that the best when you throw out ideas and you can tell that no one's into it?
Yeah, you go, I have a great idea. Tomatoes that speak. Tomatoes that speak. All right, we're gonna put that on.
All right.
Any other ideas?
No.
No, that's it.
All my energy for tomatoes that
let's
speak.
get real political here, okay?
Okay, put me in the hot spot.
Do I have a hole in my shoe here?
No.
Is this the one with the hole in it? Which one's got the hole in it?
This one.
Okay, so I'll keep this like this.
Yeah.
My Jordan 13s.
Wait, that might have a hole in it too. What do you consider a hole?
Just like a mess.
Yeah. I'm not seeing your sock.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Okay. So there was a shooting on the subway recently, right?
Okay. What train? Let's guess.
The I think it was like I would guess the ACE.
Yeah, that train is wild.
Yeah, that train's crazy. They're all crazy. But I saw a TikTok of a guy talking about it, and he had me right up into the last part where he's like, it was a cop. It was the cops that did it. So the cops came in.
This just started guns a-blazing?
Well, somebody jumped. It's just as crazy. Somebody jumped the fare, gave the cops attitude, ran from the cops, I think. They got on a train, and they just started blasting on the train. Because the guy, I think they tried to tase him, and it missed or something.
Right.
So they took out their guns and started blasting people. I don't know. You see these videos where people get and they're like, "Kah!" And you're like, Jesus Christ. They're not affected by it at all. But then they just started shooting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and
to just be shooting your guns.
They hit 3 people and 1 cop. So 1 cop got shot.
Okay.
And 3 other people. And whatever, the guy's talking about it on TikTok and all that stuff, and he's going, this is crazy, all for $2.90. This is da-da-da. And then he goes, get the cops out of the subway. And I was like, see, now that I have a problem with. I don't mind the cops on the subway. Like, the subway needs cops.
I like cops on the subway.
I love cops on the subway.
Also, I've never seen, bad cops on the subway. But I'm not jumping fares.
I jumped a fare and
I did it once.
Caught.
Can I just say, I didn't know how much upper body strength and core strength you need to jump a fare.
Oh yeah.
I did it and I couldn't even lift my legs to get over. It was so embarrassing.
I did it and my foot hit one of the turnstiles and then it turned and I still didn't get onto the other side. It just kind of hit my leg.
I had to go under.
People do that.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah. Little kids do that.
Yeah.
Where if you're walking, they're go under, which I guess makes sense.
But for the longest time, I would see people jump fare and they make it look so easy, but they're just ripped teenage kids.
I'll say this. Why do we give a shit about jumping the fare? What is it about the
fare? Why can't we just do easy tag?
What's that?
Meaning you go through and it just charges your phone.
I would hate that.
Yeah.
What if people don't have a phone? Or
that's
money.
Wild. And if they don't have a phone, then they can't. Then maybe they,
go to the phone.
They should get the little perk of getting on the subway to their job to get that phone.
Yeah, and they go. Well, I have to take the subway to get a phone because the phone store is all the way uptown. Look, the whole system's fucked.
I know, but isn't that fun to try to figure out how to fix things? Sometimes I'm for mayor of New York, why don't you just let one person a week try to figure it out? Some fresh eyes. Because once you fix one thing, then it causes a shift of bad shit over in this. You can't ever make a large group of people happy. And I also feel it's the equivalent. Have you ever organized your desktop computer?
Yes.
And you're but this is a video, but it can also be into this file, and I don't know where to put it.
You go, do I put this
in
on
the desktop
miscellaneous file? I guess I'll just leave it out. Yeah,
I can never find my files, even though I'm always organizing it.
I've been deleting stuff like crazy.
Right.
I don't want a part of it anymore. I don't want to look at computers anymore.
Yeah, I want out.
I want out of it. I don't like thinking about solutions to things because it frustrates me.
Okay.
And not in a way that should be done like that or whatever. I don't want to, I don't know. I don't like getting angry anymore. It doesn't make me feel good because then I just vibrate on my couch.
Right. So what's making you annoyed these days?
I was talking to Caroline, this chick I'm seeing, and I was like, yeah, this, and she's like, I think you need to get offline. You're just on TikTok and shit too much.
Right. Was it Blake Lively?
No, I don't care about it. I agree with Blake. Yeah, I don't care about Blake Lively.
No, she was getting taken down.
She was
hardcore.
I don't like people just getting taken down.
It's really weird.
It's very weird. It's a sacrificial thing. It's like that South Park episode, where they're sacrificing Britney Spears and Paris Hilton and all.
And then we
stuff.
like to resurrect them again.
Right.
What? Wait, can we revisit Britney Spears and figure out why
I'll tell you what, if I ever get that big and people try to take me down and it works and then I get a resurrection and I'm on some late night show, I'm going to be the Joker and I'm shooting Jimmy Fallon in the face. And I'm going and I'm sick of here. I'm sick of this. And I'm sick of this.
He's still laughing.
Yeah. He's like, his whole head comes off. No, I don't like that. I saw some lady online on TikTok that was like, literally like, holding up the phone to her thing, blinkless, just not blinking,
right?
Psychopath, being like, one of the former SNL cast members.
That girl, I was like, what are you?
You saw that?
Yes. And then I'm like, I must be out of the comedy community because I have not heard of any of these allegations.
So there's an allegation that and she's not saying names because they so love. See, this is what happens.
Right. But then it's like everyone's like, it's
names.
this.
Yeah.
It's this person. And then this person starts to get dragged down. And you're like, you've just created so much havoc without any background information.
You were creating a rumor. So, okay, she's like, a former SNL cast member's boyfriend allegedly is raping everyone in the comedy scene. And they're obviously talking about, well,
I don't know.
I don't know because I don't
who they're talking about.
They never say names under the guise of that they're doing. Oh, I don't want to start anything. But it's like you are by not putting in evidence.
She's just in her bedroom in a nightgown.
Yeah.
Saying these throwing out these allegations,
not blinking at all, just being like, I heard Michael Che has killed a puppy, and then bloop. Just goes back to TV, and then everyone in the comments is like, "This is crazy, this is great." Not one comment is like, "Who are you? How do you know?
What are we doing?
What are we doing?"
Yes.
See, and then so now. With you guys not here, I'm having the same exact yelling argument to my cat somewhere.
Right.
And
don't you think there's probably
vibrating
a little bit of fun for that person to be like, I'm going to start chaos today.
Sure.
Like
I totally
to send
get
out
that.
a really crazy tweet and then go take a flight cross country and see what you wake up to.
Yeah.
Like that lady like 10 or 15 years ago that said, going to Africa, hope I don't get AIDS. And then worked in PR.
And then went on a trip.
And then 10 hours later, like the internet fucking went wild. And then when she landed, she got fired from her job.
Oh my God. Guess you got to get a job in Africa. That's what I would do. I go, guess I'm African now. Crazy. You're African.
I am. I told my mom that joke and she thought it was funny.
How did she laugh like an African person?
Yeah. She started clicking. One time somebody asked me if my name is African. I'm like, does it sound African? Like, do I look African? You're like,
I don't know.
It's a colonization name.
How long is that trip?
I think you break it up. So you go to you go to England, and then you fly south. It's probably almost close to 24 hours.
Oh, fuck that.
16?
God.
I only went once or twice, so it's not really.
When did you move?
I moved here in 79.
Okay.
And I wasn't even a year old at that time.
Oh.
So it's not where I'm like, I can't wait to go back to my home country.
I know.
I feel so at home when I'm with the bush.
When I'm with the bush.
When I'm in the bush.
Yeah, when I'm sitting on an elephant and sliding down a giraffe's neck. I feel so at home. I hate when people do that when they're like, yeah, I grew up in Philly, and it's like, no, you're from like you probably were born in the city and then moved whatever.
To the suburbs. That's like, I grew up in Texas, and occasionally we would have a few kids that moved from New York, and I would have to say in like first grade, they made it such a big part of their personality.
Sure.
In New York. And then you find out it's like upstate.
Yeah, they're like, you're from Poughkeepsie? You're like, yeah, I'm from Poughkeepsie.
The streets of Poughkeepsie.
Hey, the Big Apple. The streets of, I would
they
actually
don't do pizza.
Yeah, you don't do pizza like we do in Binghamton.
Like, I think we can understand pizza.
Yeah. Cheese and sauce and
bread.
Yeah, it's like
hard,
crazy.
I understand maybe like bagels. We don't know how to do bagels.
Bagels are great in New York.
Right. I heard it's because of the water.
I heard that too. We're getting the same TikToks.
We are. Have you ever hung out with somebody whose algorithm is completely different than yours?
No.
Even our friends are on the same algorithm.
Yeah, all my friends are on the same algorithm to the point where I can't say anything interesting without them being like, "I saw that too."
I thought,
You
yeah.
go, ah, shit.
You're
Fuck.
like, fuck.
Yeah. Well, that's so funny. I had a question about the New York kids in Texas. Oh no, what I want to know is when you were in school, did you do anything that was like, this is my personality? Like, I always love asking people like that. Like,
Yeah.
I was this is my person. I never really developed a personality, but I was like, I'll wear a hat.
Right.
And that'll be my thing.
I think I went through
Do-rags.
several personalities. I wanted to be a skateboarder.
No fucking way.
I had a Powell Peralta.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I got 2 skateboards in that closet. You want to
The
fucking
old one, the fat
Imagine if we
boards
just
with the one lip.
had you do a kickflip on the fucking thing? Like, whoa, what the fuck was that? You're like, oops, sorry, kick it up. Here you go.
But nobody was doing tricks, so I couldn't figure out what to do.
Really?
And then I was in gymnastics at the time, so all I would do is just put my board on the grass in the front yard and try to do cartwheels onto it and learn how to do like gymnastics onto it. But
yeah, which is a style of skateboarding now, to be
is
honest.
it really
Yeah, there's
like
skateboarders
acrobatic?
there's skateboarders that are doing these like amazing things where they're like doing it on their hands and then like, you know, it's fucking crazy. That's so funny. I tried to skateboard too. And you know what?
Couldn't get into it.
Oh, I loved it. I loved it for so long. And then
It's a good workout.
It is a good workout, but I never got good. Like I never.
It's really hard. See, I think that's
It's
what
so
it is.
hard.
I couldn't, if I don't see results in the first few weeks, I'm out.
Oh, I mean, it is the exact replica of my comedy career. I'm just like, just hammering the same issues, not fixing them at all.
That's how
I
do you
can't
ever
jump.
do the same bit over and over thinking it's going to get better?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've been doing this bit where I was just trying, and I tried at like new joke shows and stuff, and sometimes it gets big laughs, and I'm like, okay.
Is it because you're doing, I don't know what this
No,
bit never,
but there is I know, I hate that. I hate when like you do a new joke show and you've got that whole feeling of like, is this good? And you get a laugh from being like, I don't know. And everyone's like, no, that was good. That was good. But it didn't occur to me till I was doing the new jokes show at the Cellar, and I was doing the joke, and so the joke is, I go, I'm talking about, have you ever been like dirty talking and you end up like saying the opposite? You find yourself saying the opposite thing of what that person is saying every time.
It's like,
where you're like, is this like robotic? And they're going, so the examples I give is when they're like, I love your dick, and you go, I love your pussy. And
you
it's very
copy
gross.
and paste what they just said.
Copy and paste what they just said. And then I go, if they go, I'm so wet, you go, I'm so hard. And then I go, one time I want to go, I'm a little bit country, and it usually gets a laugh. And like I'll do, I'm a little bit rock and roll, bigger laugh, whatever.
Yeah.
And it was getting a laugh, and I was kind of like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's so gross, and I don't want to be that gross.
Yeah.
And I did it at the Cellar on Monday, and I get off. It got nothing, and I go, okay. I get off. Will comes on, Vince, and then he goes, Brendan, wait, come back. And I go,
let's talk about that bit.
Yes. And he goes, did you say the opposite of wet is hard? And I went, yeah. And I go, oh, wait, is it dry? And the whole crowd went, yeah. And I was like, is that why you guys didn't laugh? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh my God, I've been saying wet and hard every time I've done this joke. But I think that does make sense. But you're supposed to say, I don't know. Let's punch this up. How would you?
Wet, hard.
I go, I'm so tight and I'm so hard or something, right? But wet.
So you do the opposite of what they say?
Yeah.
So when they say I'm so wet, you go, I'm so dry.
Well, I'll tell you what. I go. So I'm on stage and I'm going, that's why it didn't work. We're all laughing. And then I go, okay, so this is the joke. I'll say, blah, 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 blah. I do the whole thing over again. And then when she goes, I'm so wet, I go, the punchline is, I'm so dry. And it got nothing. And I went, twice? You gave me nothing twice on this joke? I'm like, you know how sad that is? That's worse than bombing. That's worse than bombing. That's like being
I think I fixed it, and then
yeah, and they're like, it's still broken.
You got nothing.
I know. It was pathetic. But
I think sex talk is really hard to do as a bit these days.
Well, it's so easy too. I don't think it's hard. I think it's like I think once people start talking about that, everybody starts laughing.
Right.
And
Sex is like
sex always gets fucking laughs.
People, I get this online. They're like, she always talks about sex as a female comic, and you're like, well, I can go. I have a lot of other videos where I don't, and you guys gave me nothing.
I've also never heard you. Yeah, you go. Yeah, hey, check out the one with 200 views where I talk about Lyons.
My printer.
Yeah.
You gave me no love. I would love to talk about my printer, but I have to pay the bills.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about my pussy.
Yeah. Also, you have a pussy. It's like, what do you, it's like, it's a part of our lives. You know what I mean?
It's a big part of my life.
It's a huge part. I would argue a woman's vagina is a bigger part of a man's than a man's penis is.
Right.
Fellas, I'm on your side. Don't worry. But I'm saying that. Cancel me. Cancel me.
And bring me back so I can shoot Jimmy Fallon in the face.
I'm wearing clown makeup. He's like, oh, I like this new rebrand. Like, you're not going to like it.
He doesn't see it coming.
Yeah. So you think that's funny?
He's like, this is weird. This feels like, this
I
reminds
do,
me of movie.
Jimmy. And I'm tired of thinking it's not, Jimmy.
What steps would you dance down? In Sunny's just over there.
The 7 train. Yeah. So I hate that shit. I hate the comments we all get. Here's something I hate. I hate the comments that women get because it's like so fucking annoying and it's like makes dudes look bad because they're like, oh no, the woman talking. Did that just turn off? Oh, okay. So there's no. So I'm not the star anymore. Is that what's happening?
It's just we're down to one
just
camera.
You and I'm talking to you and I'm
Welcome
going, this
to
is
my
what
new
I hate.
show.
I go, this is what I hate about women comments. You're just going, and I go, everyone's saying you're not funny and everyone's saying you stink and you're just standing there, sitting there and that's what's on the screen. No, but we also have this middle one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, then I don't care. Hi, everybody.
Oh, yeah,
that's fine then.
That's the first 2 seconds
middle one
of
can
the
go.
podcast. Yeah.
We got to get a camera on you. Everybody's asking for that.
Yeah.
All the comments. Speaking
All
of
the comments. They're like, women aren't funny, but bring Nicole.
People are like, yeah, we need to see Nicole. Yeah, we need to see Nicole. I like that you're a faceless entity.
Yeah, they have no idea.
But I hate that. But also what I hate is, God, I wish I could go, when I die, if there's a heaven,
right?
I hope there's a book that answers all the questions. You ever think about this? Where there's like, this is a book that will answer any question that you ask it. I'm gonna go, how many times did I say I hate in my life?
Right.
That's the most thing you've ever said.
Probably. I think I'm full of hate.
Oh, I'm full of it.
Like sometimes, you know, when videos on YouTube are, they're like, here's something you might like. I'm like,
no,
send me something I might hate.
Yeah, I want to sit with it. And I
send me something that will send me into a fucking rage.
hate when
a good conversation
lady
started
comedians will say like, I think there's a competition over who gets the most hate in the comments because like you guys don't even get what we get. We're always called pigs and blah blah blah.
Men get it just as bad in the look department.
I think men get it worse.
Yeah, because we can definitely call guys fat. Like that's fine.
You better believe it. You better believe it, bub. I get called fat all the fucking time. Literally, sometimes I'll check. It's so funny sometimes, like whether you wake up or you go to sleep. It's more funnier when you go to sleep. But I'll like right before I go to sleep, I'm like, oh, let me just check Twitter. And someone's like, you've gained 40 pounds since your special. And I'm like, okay, good night, Moon.
Yes, that's the thing. I miss the days when you could go home and then get insulted.
Yeah.
But now we're just like on our phones all the time that I'll just be like having lunch with friends and then have an urge to look at my phone and it's like, you're not funny. Like
yeah, it's like you just go like, you suck. Oh, it's my little you suck went off. Little you suck alarm went off. Yeah, so I think we both get it, but I hate when people think that like their shit sandwich tastes worse than our shit sandwich.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's
You're like I think
we're getting it too.
Let's just admit that everyone's trash.
Yeah, life is hard.
Life is hard.
The
internet is full of trash.
Right.
If you're just, have you ever left a mean comment?
Not once. From if
I don't
it's
think
a
I've
person
even
I don't
done a
even
thumbs
know.
down.
I've left comments that I think are funny that could be construed as mean. Like somebody was like, there was I got a bunch of hits on it. I get it. Like I get why people do it, because when you get hits on it, you're like, I'm so funny and I'm mean and everything rules.
Yeah.
There was a video of someone who was like making their own shoes or something like that, and I was like, you need to make a shoe to get you to the shoe store or something like that, because those things suck. Like I said something like that, and it got a bunch of hits on TikTok, and I was like, I felt kind of good about that.
Yeah.
But not for the most part, no. I will say, there by the grace of God go I, because who knows, if we weren't in this, we might be someone who's like, this sucks.
Right. And not think twice about it, as if that's our civic duties to let artists know what's working.
Right. Yeah. Right. It's also like, in a way, you look at it as like a victimless crime. You're like, they're not going to see this.
Yeah. And then we're also told that like they're just projecting because of their like sad lives.
Oh, man.
So
I don't know.
We're like not even supposed to take those comments as like anything.
Right.
It shouldn't take it personally.
We're supposed to be like bigger than that.
But every now and then there's one that you're like, wow, I didn't know anyone could see that.
So, yeah. Some things are so cutting that you're like, I agree.
One was like, she sounds like she wants to kill herself. I'm like, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Yeah, duh.
Wait, here's one that I thought this is my favorite. Have you ever just been scrolling and you're like, I got to look at the comments on this, whatever this is?
Sure.
And then you see a friend of yours.
Yes. Well, especially on TikTok, if you're a friend of the person, they'll put it to the top of the thing.
And I'm like,
I think about that a lot.
I was going through Instagram and it was this article of like, they don't know what to do with Goebbels' house in Germany. Like they can't sell it, and it's way in the woods somewhere. And then I'm like, let me go see if anyone's figuring this out. And then Greg Stone is in there. I'm not even following this account. I'm like, Greg?
Greg's like, I think what we got to do. You're like, oh, God. I've had screenshots of my comments sent to me from like Canon being like, I just call you in 4K, man. You're like, ah, shit. I'm not. I used to be big into the comments. You know when that stopped? After the Shane cancellation.
Really?
Because I used to be really big at just being in the comments and not being funny and being like, this is my civic duty as a comedian to blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then after the shit, I was like, this is bullshit. Da, 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 da. And I'm like, I don't really fucking know that guy. I was like, I don't really know him. This is embarrassing.
Right. And
like,
it's also
what am I
like,
doing?
Will he ever come to your defense?
And I'll tell you what, he won't. There was a lot of times he could. Save me, Shane. No, but I just kind of was like, this is so ridiculous. Like it's so embarrassing. Once you realize something's embarrassing, I'm like, all right, I'm never leaving a comment
right. Again. It is embarrassing, particularly when you go back and look at it. Why is it when you go back and look and something like, and then it's something funny, you're like, let me go see what's going on with my comment.
Yeah. Right or like getting into fights with people online where you're like,
I can't. They always win. I have to tell you, and it's a time suck, and I cannot fight with them. Like I would think every now and then I'll go in it with some guy who leaves a nasty comment, and then I just want to say something back, and then I feel like I got him, and then I'll go look at it 5 minutes later, and I'm like well, that also hurts.
Yes.
Too. And I could have just ended it with this.
Yes. Yeah. And they're also like, in the comments, they're like laughing at your thing. They're being like, ha, ha, ha. I'm laughing at this. And that pisses me off because I go, no, you're not.
Right.
So it's just soaked in dishonesty.
And they know that they got you because you're responding to their.
Yeah.
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 And I cannot let them have that.
I know. And sometimes I'm like, you know, sometimes I just gotta say something. Like I did Column's podcast, and he put out a clip, and they were like, Sagalow is the least funny person alive, and I went, that's not what your mom said. I responded with, that's not what your mom said. Like, what a fucking loser am I? And then he goes, I think I won this, because then he goes, I go, that's not what your mom said. And she goes, yeah, because he goes, yeah, because she was staring at your tiny dick. And then I went, so you admit that I had sex with your mother and she saw my penis? And he went, no, she just saw it when you took your pants off. And I was like, okay. I was like, all right. And then you just catch yourself in it. I had a thing happen to me not happen to me, but a thing that I did years ago where there was a comic. I don't even know her fucking name.
I probably can.
I don't know her name.
Okay.
But I forgot her name completely, but she tweeted something about how men are scum and blah blah blah, and I was like, this
Is it Marsha?
It wasn't Marsha, although I think I did get into a fight with When I was like in the comments, I was constantly getting in a fight with Marsha Belsky. For some reason, I was always like, "You fucking die," and I'll never see her. But when we did, we're like, "Good day." You see him in person, you're like,
"Hello, frenemy."
You're like, it kind of looks like you. It feels like you fucked.
Yeah.
You're like, so how you been?
Hi. Yeah, because whatever happens online, you don't speak about it in public.
No,
yeah,
never.
Like when someone just blatantly ignores your DM.
I know.
Ugh.
Twitter fingers turn to trigger fingers or whatever. Trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers.
So wait, what happened to?
Oh, so I go. So this person texts. It was something about how women have a harder time in comedy,
right?
And this was peak me. I mean, it wasn't peak me suffering, but it was. I was not doing well in comedy. Hurting. Still not doing well, but I was more not doing well. I had even more nothing, and I was just like, no, people have to make their own way. This was like when Schultz started doing the clips. So like he started kind of having to make his own way and all that stuff. And I was like, everybody's got to make their own way. Like this. All these guys never got industry, which is also bullshit.
Right,
because
you can click back to Charlemagne the God, money,
Schultz,
time,
Viacom. They all had TV shows.
Guy Code.
Guy Code. Yeah. Not saying Guy Code is the biggest thing ever, but.
Well, it blew up a lot of people's careers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then I did that and I was like, I kind of won it because like people were kind of like, yeah, Brendan's right. Like even Aquilino. And she was like, yeah, this is a fucked up tweet. Sagalow's right. And I
saw that. I was hanging out, but not saying anything.
This was like 8 years ago. You saw that?
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Nah, I didn't leave there being like, woof.
I know, but I left there being like, woof, because I'm like, I was like, what am I doing? I'm like, this is so not funny. Anytime I have the instinct to say something and it's not funny, I'm like, just fucking stop.
Right. And anytime you get earnest, it does not.
It sucks.
Ugh.
Yeah. You're like,
it's embarrassing. Guys.
And you're like, you're not doing anything. Nobody's reading your shit. The minute somebody sends me like a this long thing, I'm like, I'm not reading that.
No.
I'm not reading that. Make it one word.
Bullet point it. BuzzFeed it for me.
TLDR. What is that?
What is that?
What does that stand for?
Too long didn't read.
Too long didn't read.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't know that.
So TLDR, I don't have a job or something like that.
Let's just summarize it.
It's funny because it's like it's such a big part of our lives, these comments, but we can't talk. It's like you can't talk about it without people being like, ugh,
Yeah.
It's a fucking monkey's paw.
It is.
It's a curse. Anyway, let's get off the topic.
Yes.
Cute baby though.
Cute baby.
And you pushed that out of you.
No, they pulled it out of me.
Out of your vagina, or did you get a C-section?
C-section. They try to induce, but my body didn't take to it.
Pregnancy is so fucking gross.
It's weird. And then I don't have any kind of like recollection of like now the pregnancy on the annoyance of it, the acid reflux, which I made amends to Joe about. I used to shit on acid reflux because it just feels like a thing that's like a light headache.
It sucks.
But it does actually suck.
I have flies in here. There's a dead body somewhere around here. Well, I keep the windows open because it smells like cat piss sometimes. I never smell the cat piss, but like, apparently it smells like cat piss.
When you have friends come visit you in New York, you're like, yeah, that's our yearly mouse.
Yeah. Hey. They're like, how do you live like this?
You just do. It's whimsical.
There's a red hornet nest in my room. There's one of the killer bees from the pandemic nest in my room.
You're basically, we're just camping in New York City if you don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I freaking hate flies. I'll be like sitting here.
It feels like it's like lice. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
When you're like, I can't help it. If you have the window open, they're happening.
I know. And I never keep the window open anymore. But again,
like I'll get fruit flies in our kitchen and it just makes
flies. Are those
the
big
little
ones?
tiny gnats that hang out over your fruit. They're just like this. Banana.
Oh God, everything's so gross. But I really hate that they're like, You're like,
Yes.
You're like, I just want to fucking kill you.
When you're sleeping.
I want to know more about. So yeah, pregnancy is fucking disgusting. It's like they're peeing in you. They're
but it's cute. They can feel. I think so. You can feel their little fingers do this in you.
Oh my God.
He's just like this all day long. Just kind of like.
He's going. You like that?
Listening to the Smiths.
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah. And if I saw a car, what's that song? What's the song by the Smiths? You know what I'm trying to. And if I got hit by a bus.
Oh yeah, I can only think of from the top of my head right now is shoplifters of the world, united take over.
I dated a girl who was unfortunately sexually harassed or assaulted, and I was listening to the Smiths one time, and she was like, "Can you not listen to the Smiths?" And I was like, "Why?" And she's like, "Because the man who raped me listened to the Smiths." And I was like, "All right." Which now I have to think about every time I hear the Smiths. I was like, oh, God.
I want to do that.
Yeah.
To everybody's favorite. I'm going to do that to Joe's Crystal? Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
Can you not listen to Pearl Jam?
Yeah, just ruin Pearl Jam. I didn't even like the Smiths that much, and now I can't listen to it without thinking of someone being like, and if I got a bus.
Can I just say, that's horrific what happened to her, but like, why does it have to ruin your Smiths experience?
Right, you're letting the terrorists win.
And also one time I dated a guy that I hated who liked Dave Matthews, and I managed to work through it, and now I'm back to digging Dave Matthews.
I hate Dave Matthews.
Why do you hate him? Is it because he dumped all that waste into that river one time?
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. That's why I like him. That's one step of me liking him. That's a hilarious bit.
He's a fellow African American.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Matthews,
born in South Africa.
You guys all come from the town where
probably Joburg,
white name town.
Santon.
What town were you born in?
Outside of Johannesburg. It's like called Bryanston or Santon.
And
it's two little communities next to each.
Why did your family move?
They saw the writing on the wall that it was time to move out of South Africa. It was just getting a lot of crime
on the wall. The cave walls.
Cave walls.
Okay, they saw. Oh man,
lots
get killed
of bison.
by buffalo. Must move to New York City. Cave drawings of the Twin Towers. New York City.
No, well, I guess it was just going back.
They were from.
It was like the opposite of gentrification, meaning like it was going back to the originals. The OGs.
Yeah, Blood Diamonds, right?
Blood Diamonds.
I don't know why I said that, but I was trying to figure out how to fit Blood Diamond into this conversation.
It got there.
Did you ever see that movie?
I did. Apparently, my dad said he had a good South African accent.
Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yes.
He's the best.
Isn't he?
He really is the best. I think he's such a great actor. And you know what? And I tried to do a bit about this, but everybody called me a pedophile. Is that really the bit is why do we give a fuck that he likes having sex with 25-year-olds? Like, who gives a shit? Do
you think he would be a good lover or a bad lover? I picture him just kind of masturbating with your body.
Yeah, like using you as like a cum dumpster. Yeah. I heard he this is obviously a rumor because our circles are not the same. What are you gonna say? Our TikToks are the same.
Headphones?
He listens to headphones while he fucks and then looks at himself in the mirror like American Psycho, and he's like doing this shit. I don't know about that, but he does look at himself in the mirror.
Oh, I didn't know that. Can you imagine being like,
who doesn't?
To think that you're special by having sex with him,
right?
Being like the next day with your girlfriends, and then being like, "Well, he does."
I heard a little bit of whatever he was listening to
in
his. Yeah, you hear a little bit of the he's listening to it so loud.
Lover.
Yeah, you're getting fucked, and you just hear the
tinny noise, and then now when you play it, I'm like, "Can you not play?"
Yeah, you go.
You're a rock star because.
Yeah, can you not play Smash Mouth?
I had a horrible sex experience with Leonardo DiCaprio where he used my body to masturbate.
Might as well be walking on the road. He's like, I wish.
Can you not play Bare Naked Ladies?
Can't even watch Big Bang Theory now.
Just do that.
I wish
Anytime someone's listening to music,
dream
ruin
guest.
it.
Yeah, dream guest on the in the cat hair layer. Leonardo DiCaprio. Make it happen.
Hard get.
Nicole, make it happen.
Does he do podcasts? Tell him it's an environmental podcast.
I'll tell him it's environmental, and we're going to talk about tigers. And I got really into environmental, like being like environmentally activism.
I tried. It's hard.
Such a waste.
It is, because you realize what we have to do is force third world countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, stop polluting, even though that's their only source of income. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
what? There's nothing you can do.
They're like, okay, and so what do you suggest? Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Can you not do that? Bye.
Yeah. Okay.
I just go on my jet and waste all and telling you
guys, stop doing that. The stairs go up. You go.
I try my best. I use wooden toothbrushes.
Do you really? And what? Throw them out or something?
Yeah, when they're done. Usually the bristles fall into my mouth, which is the most cringe, like
feeling?
Makes my fingernails on a chalkboard when the toothbrush bristles are falling. It's like an anxiety dream happening right then and there.
Oh God, what anxiety dreams do you have?
I
have some of the same ones. Like not as you, but I have the same fucking anxiety dreams.
Oh, mine are like I'm always coming to school with the shirt that just covers this much here with no underwear on, and I'm like this. I don't understand why I didn't show up with pants today, and then constantly being
school.
Like this.
What is it about school?
I guess
it's such a big part of our lives.
It's a big part of your life. It causes a lot of stress. I have waiting tables dreams where there's a table that got sat and I'm trying to greet them, but every time I walk up there's something that takes bigger priority, so I can't ever get to them. And then it's been like 45 minutes and they're just staring at me, and then I start getting mad where I'm like this. Well, why are you guys still here?
Wow. I never waited tables, so I don't even know what that feels like.
To not get the food out. Yeah.
I have the same dream where I'm in school. I'm trying to find my class. I cannot find the class, and then time is going by, and I'm going, I just missed science. I just didn't go to this fucking class.
Right.
And now I'm not going to my next class, which is what I did in high school purposely.
And it was fine.
I purposely didn't go to class in high school.
And you made it out okay.
Yeah, and I'm doing all right.
You're doing all right. You have a popular podcast. Do you think people have anxiety dreams of podcasting? I feel like this is not that anxiety inducing.
There's no anxiety here. I also have a lot of dreams where I'm screaming at my loved ones at the top of my lungs, and they're not acknowledging me.
Are you
laughing
trying
at
to tell them information, or are you just mad at them?
I'm mad at them.
Okay.
For something.
Okay.
And I'm like, guys, we gotta get to the park. And they're like, calm down. And I'm like, you're not listening. We gotta get to the park. What do you want to promote? You want to promote anything?
My special where I'm like,
it's doing great.
I don't have anything.
Right? Isn't it doing great?
I don't know. Like in my mind, I feel like I should get Shane Gillis numbers. It should be at 10 million by now. So I'm never happy.
10 million is always the number. That's what I said on mine. I went, speaking of comments.
I told Joe I expect 1 million, and then after the first week, I'm like, let's shoot for 100,000.
Let's go for 1,000. Yeah. I did a joke at the beginning of when I was promoting. So at the beginning of the podcast, we put hey, check out my special thing.
Yeah.
And I go, let's have it by 10 million by Sunday. Obvious joke. There was a comment left on one of the episodes. 10 million? Yeah, fucking right. You're not funny at all. And I went, I was kidding.
Relax.
I'm kidding. Anyway, whatever.
That's why it's really hard to do self-deprecating, because then people
roll with it. They roll with it. You go,
you should kill
I'm a
yourself.
fat piece of shit. And they're like, hey, we're watching the fat piece of shit show. And you're like, no, I could say it. You can't say it.
Hey, you're supposed to say you're not fat.
But your special looked great.
Thank you. I was really happy with it. I guess I am happy. I'm happy.
Good, yeah. I totally get it. You're like, it's so hard because you're like, you create this thing.
I want to make a living.
Yeah.
I've been trying to joke about this. Like, I feel like, you know how people don't want the government to intervene in their life? Sometimes I feel like they shouldn't be like, so you got to stop doing comedy.
Yeah. They'll two guys in
10
suits
years in the
and
red.
dark black glasses go with suitcases go, we need you to stop doing comedy. You go, you came?
You have not contributed anything to society.
Yeah. I would hate that, though, because I'd be like, you came for me and you didn't come for fucking... We're going to bleep this.
Oh. Yeah, but she's hot.
Sorry. Nicole's like, yeah, you gotta give me more work.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Like, I could give you so many more comics that you need to be fucking.
Yeah, but she's making money.
We're going to her. Don't worry, we're going to her.
Relax.
Yeah, we'll relax. This is a day. We're doing this all day.
You're the bees, and we go by first names.
Yeah, I'm like calling all my friends. Fine, did that come to you yet? They didn't? Oh. Okay. Oh, yep. You go, oh, yeah, okay, bye. I don't know why I did that whole thing. Anytime I have to do a phone call, like I do that on stage, like I try to see how far the phone call goes. And it just, if like I'm doing a thing where I go like,
that's the best.
Yeah. And it always ends up with me just going, like just going, yeah, okay. Like it's like not interesting at all. I'm not saying anything.
You divert the bit into a tangent about like,
I go, you guys should really hear what this guy's saying. It's hilarious. Yeah, and the dress looked good too. Where'd you get that dress?
ASOS.
I
just went. I bought 5 outfits and then I returned them all except that one. And then one of them I didn't read the small print and it said non-refundable.
And that's the one you chose to wear.
Yes.
One more time. What's the special called?
Butthole money. People are like, I can't find it. I had to put asterisks in the U and the O to so I can still monetize.
Yeah.
But you can just go to my channel. It's in the front part.
The front part. The opposite of the butthole.
The pussy part.
Thanks for doing the show.
Thanks for having me. Thanks. I asked, and you were so kind.
I was going to have you on anyway. You're on a list.
Thank you.
The list.
On the list.
You were on the list. And we needed a woman that I wasn't just going to talk about sex to. You know, I got to stop acknowledging the comments, but this stuff just fucking gets me, you know?
It does. People are maddening.
Every time there's a woman on, they were like, you always just talk about sex. I'm like,
do you? I don't ever talk about sex
Joe.
with you.
We didn't talk about, yeah.
Well, it would be weird.
Well, we don't talk about sex.
Rain.
We talk about funny things.
I actually don't talk about sex that much in my real life.
Yeah. I talk about sex with Joe more than I talk about
Yeah. Well, it's just like you guys are broing out. Yeah. We're bros.
We're bros. Of course we're going to talk about sex. We're Costco guys.
I hated that trend.
I hated it so much.
I don't get it.
Anytime I saw a comic that I know doing it too, I'd be like, you need to jump face first into a volcano. Please.
Joe lived with this guy who worked at LaGuardia, and he caught him on the phone being like, do yourself a favor. Bash your head against the wall 3 times and throw yourself down the stairs.
To who? He said
to
that
his
to
employees at LaGuardia.
Hilarious.
And have you ever been to LaGuardia? Or like any airport? But any airport, you've got to understand managing airport employees have to be, it's feral.
Oh, yeah.
But that's you want to say that to people online, your friends being like, do yourself a favor.
Hit your head against the wall 3 times
and throw yourself down the stairs.
I love that. Put that on a t-shirt. Oh, flies. Okay, let's end. Thanks for doing it.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Wave to the camera.
The rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed. Now here's my dumb voice, so recognizable, ski master, unreliable. Diary of a guy who's higher than a freaking diving board. I'm tired, call me biting you as slang, cause you align with your wardrobe. Give that back, you ain't that guy, bro. Kaleidoscope stripping, goddamn I'm tripping. Sipping shroom tea, looking at a blank television. Got a girl here gripping, thinking we'll do some business, but that's the last thing that I want. Seriously. Big dog, I'm on shirts now. Still scared that my house is gonna burn down. I'm a rare card, an old Charizard. Getting BJ's on a bench of a promenade. Don't know what to do, I got a lot of problems. Lot of emotional truths, I menage them. I'm getting robbed every time I get a coffee. Cause $6 is just too much.
Keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low.
Dream team, me and Galene and the four Beatles. Kidnapping whores illegally, pumping them full with needles. Eating Chinese till Steven asks us to order a pizza. Walk to run to get it, I can't do either. It's Sagdaddy the pod, don't think twice, just bob your head, dealing your chicken with no rice. It's Sagdaddy the pod, and on God I won't stop unless I wanna, that's kinda the deal, huh? It's Sagdaddy the pod, no need to deviate. Your ears are not the only holes that I'm about to penetrate. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so thanks for tuning in. Truman Show flow, if I don't see you, you can suck my dick.